the technical integrity and credibility of any election starts with the integrity of the voters register. And whether it is internal elections in political parties or it is the general elections, that is where it starts from. In my view, the Electoral Commission is doing a good job. I mean, I have a lot of experience in this regard, so I understand what they are doing a good job. But I think it is important for the Electoral Commission, for the sake of ensuring the integrity of the elections, to respond to the specific cases that have been identified about irregularities in the voters register. And it only goes to enhance the credibility of the commission.
So you agree that there should be an independent forensic audit?
Yes, it has to be. There's no, I'm not sure even why there should be a resistance to that. Because yes, the Electoral Commission has indicated that they've responded to some of those comments. But we have to put all reasonable, to put doubt beyond any that there's the need to have a credible voters register. So if there's an indication that there are still doubts associated with the electoral register, then let us allow an extensive, comprehensive audit, which can be done without any difficulty. And I think it will help improve people's perception of the credibility of the Electoral Commission. Look, I know if you compare the record of our Electoral Commission, in spite of all the negative comments that are made over the years, our Electoral Commission over the years has been one of the most credible in Africa. So let us make sure that we are not degrading their reputation, because that is also not good for our general elections. But having said that, it is a responsibility of the Electoral Commission to prove that the electoral register is clean and has no basis for complaints. And it's only through an audit that they should. And I'm very sure that all the political parties, independent candidates, let's remember, this is not just about political parties. I am making a commitment to ensure that Ghana transitions into a new political era where for the first time we have a non-partisan president. And this is going to be a first in Africa, a non-partisan president. Of course, it won't be the first.
It won't be the first, but Benin, in
Benin, yes.
Unfortunately, we have to go. My guest is
Commission for press conference now. As 17 tia wan ntofa bonyina ne say Electoral Commission say NDC form for madanse no mahu register na monfa amra na mo Electoral Commission for nya ho adwuma. And NDC for say there be mo na mo ye doctor mo na makoso sai ade we enti yentimi mfa mama mo nsam ho ya de siden penika na osafo onsa no ho ya de. And Electoral Commission so on NDC nya adwen Electoral Commission mo na Ghana ma mo mra Ghana mra mo mutumi say about to intro bibia no ono so me yankrakra nyina. Now this press conference no you ready in the presence of the Electoral Commissioner Jane Adukwe Mensa no wote wono nti de omo tire bia no e de a Jane Mensa e de nsa sha se approve ansa no mo etro na yenhwe ade baba komienu miensa bi die ntia Ghana for bi omo free say NDC for press conference NDC for demonstration which na mo beye no ense so omo ye ebinu so omo ye no na yenhwe ade few years ago 2015 nyama hudo bia esie ye sha se enfam free eye ensem bia e course we dia aye sabre no na the Electoral Commissioner ene Jimensa on na ye peni kwanchire for that aye no asem ka kire Charlotte say sabre Electoral Commissioner be proactive, deal with credibility issues IA to EC mamen kan kakranchire we or say the Institute of Economic Affairs has asked the Electoral Commission to be proactive in addressing issues on the credibility of Ghana's current register, voters register. Na obaha ahana nasim ni nyina ewo or say meanwhile stakeholder no I mean I'm now say the opposition New Patriotic Party NPP had argued that the nation's electoral register is bloated with names of foreigners and minors, hence a new one must be compiled before the 2016 general election. However, the governing National Democratic Congress NDC believe the register should be audited instead. And to 2015, the MPP for say register ni complete register. NDC for say there be register na honi betimi audit ni nyina say yeyi niama hodo a wo mu a enya ne yeyi e de free mu ena okaye na oba or say meanwhile the IEA after a debate which the NDC failed to attend said although the stakeholder conceded that there are irregularities with the current voters register, the two main schools of thought on how to resolve the problem of illegal entry in the register were not mutually exclusive. Enti we any asemwa Jimensa or kachre eye electoral commission sabre ni say ma na mo na to be proactive ma honye ha na register na monya ho ensem yensan ko we eye city news and a publish we na yenko modern Ghana the same Jenadokwe Mensa electoral commissioner and 2015 on a penny kwanchire for that IE no assemble ko kan engage independent body to audit register. Now what kind of story no or say a communique at the end of the Institute of Economic Affairs IEA organized debate on whether or not to replace the voters register has asked the Electoral Commission to show proactiveness and leadership by engaging the services of a competent, credible and external organization to audit the electoral roll. Tiasuma Jemensa Kayo or say Electoral Commission and the competent to be our bempa Jumaku credible edumaku achese wani munyam external edumaku achese nye Electoral Commission wankasa external now edu Jane Adokwe Mensa so as Electoral Commissioner no she is asking NDC for some family no obetimi aye no ho adwuma but e bra no ye IE boss 2015 na the debate on the voters register no na or advise the Electoral Commission said the Electoral Commission should seek for the services of a competent, credible and external organization. A communique which was signed by IE Executive Director Jane Mensa pointed out that although the Article 46 of the National Constitution protects the EC from direction or control, it is nevertheless accountable to the citizens because it's a public organization which draws its funds from the consolidated fund. And Jane Adokwe Mensa catch the Electoral Commission say, "I Ghana Constitution Article 46 say o mudi ho." Nanso so moya dani a Ghana for to ne de hwemu no omunu omho saa omoso Ghana for we Jane Adokwe Mensa Electoral Commissioner ene o catch say ono de ono a ono cost mess for voters register no ono abetima ye ho adwuma. Now yenwe institutions awodo we e kasa ye. Now we say me buy obi anka ho hwe. Easy to make presentation at voters register forum today. Omo ya sa de nyina ka do meka nyina wie no e de na Electoral Commission ye obi ekwan e de to ho se mo nyina momra ne entena se na yenye forum ne hwe obi amfa na dance ye emfamra. So the Electoral Commission didn't say no to the calls for your audit or forum. The Electoral Commission didn't say no. You open the open doors. Yanko and Semena Christian Council as 2015 omo kai we October 5 2015. October 5. Me patronia me yima we nyina 2015. We oba ha say ya we October 23 2015. Ena Jane Adokwe Mensa aye for kan ye. Me do ba the second one me read ma ono so a eno so this was also published 28 October 2015. Ena Jane Adokwe catch the Electoral Commissioner say on credible international and competent service no munya ho adwuma. We there na Christian Council for ka ye. Christian Council for ka sa asime me publish by peacefmonline.com 5th October 2015 because Christian Council support new register. So we by NDC for ka auditing on say on Christian Council for on kan ho asembia. Mahama ko kan so mo yenya atwom ne so edi o matem. But the Christian Council of Ghana has called on the Electoral Commission to let the recommendations of the Supreme Court on election be the basis for conducting the 2016 general election. A statement of the CCG is one of the strongest yet from another economic organization on subject which constitute to resonate across the political terrain and provides a high-notch empathy for the proponent of a new register. Anti-Christian Council forecast, Supreme Court na say mabadia was say Electoral Commission wujina so now ye new voters register. Now Peace Councillor almost all political parties for office per signature for Peace Party no. At the end of Peace Council for ekan and 170 Peace Council for asem. The Peace Council for kai this year publication no September 5, 2015. Sa danwa Christian Council for Kasai and had done a Peace Council for Kasai. Peace Council to meet EC over concerns about voters register. The National Peace Council will meet the Electoral Commission of Ghana over a call caused by the new Patriotic Party for a new voters register ahead of the 2016 general election. And Peace Council man trauma to so almost today call ye Charlotte say na so tablet 2015 ko catcher and so MPP funds one more kind of toss mo and ye new voters register. But we buy NDC for can one sem no you see say obi aye din. Yenwe mama let me take you here. Na yenhwe eniyama ba ku miensu bia eno so abetwe mo. Eya na ye refin sem pi enti we asema na na dankwa kufuado okaye we August 2015 and President Akufo-Addo same way. Or say it is instructive to note that on March 25, 2015, President John Dramani Mahama, then chairman of ECOWAS, intervened in a political dispute in neighboring Togo by requesting the postponement of the elections originally scheduled for April 15 to May 2015. His alternative intervention was in response to call from Togo's opposition party over the credibility of the voters register, which then alleged was bloated. Indeed, President Mahama urged the Togolese authorities to agree to establish a credible voters register, arguing that it was important Togo went into the election with a register which enjoys the confidence of all parties. This request was heeded. The peaceful acceptance of the election results by stakeholders in Togo is indicative of how appropriate the president's intervention was. Clearly, what is good for Togo must be good for Ghana. As President Akufo-Addo can say, at that time, President Akufo-Addo was expecting say former President Mahama, President then or now no betum see a voter register for President Akufo-Addo kasa same way 18th August 2015 and or kasa same way. Now, yanhwe asemwa Dr. Muhammad Bawumia sabre ono so ekan adana President Akufo-Addo kasa sime Dr. Bawumia so Facebook do chro ye nie 18th August 2015. Our investigative team obtained the Togolese voters register, which was publicly displayed prior to the 2015 Togolese elections using facial biometric recognition technology. The system has found 76,286 potential matches of the same people with the same names and faces on the Ghanaian as well as Togolese voters registers, some 2,000 of which we present in the PowerPoint presentation. I should note that so far we have only completed less than 10% of the work on the Togolese register, and we will begin work on comparing the Ivorian register with Ghana's shortly and follow that with the Burkina Faso register. Even though our investigations are ongoing, we are presenting our initial results because time is of the essence in this matter of a new electoral register. The EC, as we speak, is in the process of taking a decision on the issue, and we have to make an input into this process at the earliest opportunity. The case for a new voters register. Hashtag new voters register now. Dr. Bawumia ono so dia okan ye ni 2015. Na wenhwe yura Samia Uku sad one na youth organizer ma MPP ono so ka we October 30 2015 and ono so ka ti asema Samia Uku ekae. We say by her posture and utterances, the EC boss is setting the stage to deny the youth and the people of Ghana a new and credible voters register for the 2016 election. We will not sit down for our future to be toyed with. the cost of a new credible voters register is cheaper than the cost of violence. Guess this time for the youth to arise. We cannot afford to fail the masses in 2016 youth revolution imminent. We are Samia Oku Ekaye, also the other 200. Now,